Hey, yo, what's up? Happy Easter, everyone. We're back with a funny game from ICC against a regular player, Seinfeld, Grandmaster Seinfeld. I don't know who he was, but he was a regular. Today we have chess.com. Everybody's name is there. Well, in the old days, ICC, you could pick and choose. You didn't have to. You didn't have to load up your name. They had a lot of anonymous accounts. There's anonymous accounts on chess.com also. But you know, I have no idea who this was, but they were good. I think in this game they had. Uh, let's see. This is 3+2. 3+2, and his rating was 27-15. Well, what was funny about this game was I played a lot of garbage openings as a kid. I played like my whole youth was just abysmal chess, just Max Lang attacks, gambits, Italian gambit, every gambit, Danish gambit, whatever I could give away, I give it all away, just to try to checkmate my opponent fast, collect their $2, and move on. Um, so I couldn't help myself even when I was playing Grandmasters, and I remember Alex Scherzer looked at me one day after I lost an action game to him, and he's like, "Why do you keep playing these garbage openings?" Because I was getting worse positions with white against strong players. Like Komsky roasted me a few times and he's like, shake his head and, what are you doing? Like, why do you keep doing this? I couldn't help myself. I have a street chess upbringing. It was terrible. Nobody would take me under their wing as a kid. And then I finally learned to fianchetto my bishop when I learned it was legal when I was about 30 years old. I realized you could play g3 and bishop g2, or you could play positionally and go d4 and develop all your pieces and just castle. I mean, I did it as a kid too. I wasn't like terrible, right? But looking back now, I would say my education was very poor, and I had to unlearn a lot of the bad habits, which is not easy when you get habits. Sometimes they're difficult to you know So here we go with this. I like to give the background stories before I get into the chess. This opening is old as the hills. It's older than me. It's older than all of us. There's nobody alive that this thing. You sack this pawn, right? It's Juco piano, and then you go d5. Now, if you've never seen this, you haven't been playing too long. Now, the best move is bishop f6. This really isn't so strong for white. It's garbage. But my friend Seinfeld here, he did it the old-fashioned way with the queen here. Now, if they go knight d6 and hold their extra piece, they get crushed. You go take on g7 and then you go bishop h6, rook e1. It's in a very old line. I don't know when it happened the first time. Could be in the 1700s for all I know. But the modern man decided to go castles and just give back the piece and say, I'm up a pawn. And what do you have? Well, the guy's knight is on d6. Maybe I have like some spatial compensation for the pawn. That's the whole idea. You keep this guy here. Maybe you're threatening knight g5 to weaken the dude's structure a little bit more. Like you might have to play f5 or g6, right? And then the dark squares are open and he doesn't have a dark squared bishop. Maybe he could get away with f5. G6 might be it's like not good. Maybe queen slither to h3 and threaten it. Then you're gonna have to play h5 and I don't know something. Maybe even with g6, maybe you can just play c4 and you have a long diagonal. And you can. It's just a little bit. It's a little softer. So um, queen f6 is Good move, very good move. Bishop here, I want to pin this guy. And go c4, c5, use the space if I can. Also, knight d4 is coming. If I can clip this knight, maybe I get knight d4, knight f5. I mean, it's certainly not enough compensation, but b6 is a strong move. Designed to thwart c4 at some level, but it's not really, I can defend it. The point is, the knight is coming to d4. He should probably just move the rook to e8, I suppose. I might gobble the d6 knight and just go knight d4 and try to get knight f5 and some garbage with queen g3 if he lets me. And c7 and g7 will both be attacked. It's not enough compensation, but it's rook d8. Wow, you can't imagine. I should have asked you what's the last move you would think of. Rook d8 certainly puzzling. But he is Seinfeld Grandmaster, so I suppose his grand idea is to do some c6 or c6, and just to have double defense on d6 when I take it. And then I'll be threatening knight takes c4. It's kind of deep in a way when you think about it for a second, right? It looks stupid, but it's actually deep. Some c6 or c5, c5, right? Take and take back, and then my c pawn is tenderoni, and he can move his rook to e8, gets out of the way. I wouldn't have dawned on me. It was pretty good. But, I mean, I understood what he was trying to do, so I went here. To try to say you can't play c6 or c5 now, because I will literally take it. But, he's deep. If he could find rook d8, he could find his grand plan, which has a tactical flaw. So when he goes c5 and I take, and obviously he wanted to go here, right? Now he was saying, well, yeah, you get to take this. But when I take this, when you move your queen, you're going to gobble on a3 and then take on f1. That was pretty deep too, right? If you look at it from this perspective here, to go for c5 anyway. So you can tell he's looking pretty far ahead, but he overlooked the piquant rook e1, and now the whole thing doesn't work. So he made a little boo-boo there, small miss. And now we get to get out of the way and start harassing him. Now he only has a pawn for the exchange, and it's not enough. White is now significantly better. And, I'm coming in. This is sharp. I get to take this guy, no problem. Don't see any horrible things happening here. I can gobble this bishop. So he defends. We attack, and this is also very strong. This is a sharp move. Maybe I should have asked you. You could freeze it. It's too late. It's too late now. It's all gone. This is a sharp move, though, because he's going to come into f2, but clipping f7 defends f2. So I gain an extra pawn, and I defend myself. And bishop e, maybe bishop f8 is coming for counterplay. Bishop c3 is certainly a threat. You're going to have to go queen g4, and then maybe rook e7 comes. It's too hard to defend everybody. So we come down to the back rank, and maybe we're threatening some queen g8s and rook g6s. It's going to be mate somewhere. And there's no back rank issues. This one was designed to stop the rook e6 idea. When I check him, he comes up. And but we have this move, like we talked about earlier. Well, I gotta freshen up here today. This is we just woke up. I just woke up, and sometimes in the morning when I'm thinking about chess, I just want to make a video, even if I look completely disheveled, which is common. So now it's a mate threat, and he just has to defend it, and now we snap a rook. So sometimes these garbage openings can work out. They have this, romantic effect. And all my opponent had to do here, instead of lose his mind, was don't play c5 right away. Play rook e8 first. Play rook e8 first. Then I don't have the rook e1 garbage, right? And also, there's no more pin on this knight. Maybe they're let's just do a little bit more here. Yeah. So this seems to be logical to me, and then the computer's recommending I take on d6, which is sort of what I would probably do, because otherwise I don't have any. There's no pin anymore, and knight b5 is another one. I mean, it's possible just to go after the c7 unit. That's a reasonable. That might even be the better move. Knight b5. It's oscillating between these two ideas. Rook fd1 to just play solid and pass. That's hard. I think this would be, actually, in hindsight, I would say this is the best. And the best of a bad situation. And make him go slither over here. And then play like this. It's not good. I'm down a pawn. Maybe I can make a draw if I get lucky. But no, this is theoretically lost. And he has one sensitive point on c7. It's just not enough. So, yeah, rook here would have been a good idea. If I take this one, I'm just curious. I'm just going to do this. This is what most humans would do. Something like here, but it's, again, this rook on e8 is so powerful. Just stops all my garbage. Rook c to e1. Rook f e1. Yeah, rook f1. Bishop takes c4. Holy moly. Okay. Well, this one we didn't anticipate. It just wants to trade everybody in the world. Do this. And take this guy. Am I making a draw here some way? I don't know, but you get the point. Black was better. Just take one timeout to complete his idea, and he would have been all right. Okay, folks. Have a good holiday.